There are days when you wake up tired of trying, days when every effort feels invisible, when success seems meant for everyone but you. You scroll through stories of people winning, shining, achieving, and you ask yourself, when will it be my turn? But listen closely. Every mountain climber once stood at the bottom. Every champion once doubted themselves. And every person who made it to the top did it not because they never failed, but because they never stopped. Remember this line: the distance between failure and victory is just one more step. Let's begin a story that proves it. The story of a young dreamer named Aaron, who learned that one more step can change everything. In a peaceful valley wrapped in fog, there stood a mountain so high it seemed to touch the heavens. The villagers called it Mount Rail, the mountain of the sky. No one from the valley had ever reached its peak. Some said it was cursed, others said it was impossible. But every morning, a young boy named Aaron would sit by the river and gaze at the mountain's golden peak. His heart would whisper, "One day I'll stand there." He was only 15, thin and quiet, but his eyes burned with dreams bigger than his body could carry. His friends laughed at him. "Why chase something you can't reach?" they said. Aaron smiled and replied, "Because it's better to fail chasing a dream than to live never trying." The morning Aaron began his climb, the sun rose like a promise. He carried a small bag with bread, water, and his mother's red scarf, the one she gave him before passing away. "Whenever you feel lost," she had told him, "hold this scarf close. It carries my love, and love will always guide you home." The first few hours were easy. The path wound through green meadows and whispering pines. Birds sang, and sunlight warmed his back. Aaron felt unstoppable. He even hummed a tune, the kind that makes your heart believe in miracles. But by evening, the air grew thinner, the ground steeper. His legs began to ache. He stumbled over sharp rocks, his hands bleeding. He looked up at the endless slope and whispered, "How much higher?" The mountain said nothing. Only the wind answered. He could have gone back, but instead, he took one more step. Days passed. The path turned cruel. Dark clouds gathered, thunder roared, and rain lashed his face. He found a small cave for shelter and lit a tiny fire. The flames flickered weakly, like his hope. He was cold, hungry, and alone. Fear whispered, "You're too small. You can't do this." Aaron stared at the flames and remembered his mother's voice. "When the world says stop, let your heart say one more time." He held her scarf close to his chest and whispered, "I'm scared, but I'm not done." The next morning, he walked out into the storm. Every step hurt, but every step counted. By the 5th day, Aaron had lost track of time. He was above the trees now. The world below looked distant, as if he'd already left behind everything small. But the higher he climbed, the lonelier it became. No birds, no voices, just the sound of his heartbeat and the crunch of snow under his feet. He slipped more than once. He fell, cried, and even shouted at the sky, greater than, "Why does it have to be this hard?" And the mountain, silent but wise, seemed to whisper back, greater than, "Because if it were easy, you wouldn't grow." That night, under a blanket of stars, Aaron looked at the moon and smiled weakly. "Tomorrow," he said, "no matter what happens, I'll take one more step." Morning came, cold and quiet. His shoes were torn. His body trembled. But his heart, oh, his heart was stronger than ever. He could see the peak now, glowing with the first light of dawn. Each step felt like fire in his veins. He crawled when his legs refused to move. He screamed when pain tried to silence him. And then, finally, he stood at the top. The wind roared around him, wrapping him in golden sunlight. He saw the whole valley below, the place where people once told him he couldn't do it. Tears streamed down his face as he held his mother's scarf up to the sky and whispered, "I made it, Mama. I made it." He closed his eyes and smiled. "It wasn't strength that brought me here," he said softly. "It was never giving up." Dear friend, Aaron's mountain may have been made of rock and snow, but your mountain might be different. Maybe it's a dream you're afraid to chase. Maybe it's a problem you're trying to overcome. Maybe it's a goal that feels too far away. Whatever it is, remember this: you don't have to conquer it all today. You just have to take one more step. When people doubt you, take one more step. When you fail, take one more step. When fear shouts, "You can't," whisper back, "Watch me." Because every victory, every success, every miracle in this world began with someone who simply refused to stop. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you not to give up, then don't leave without sharing this light. Subscribe to our channel, comment your favorite line from the story, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes, all it takes to change a life is one more story and one more step.